Hey y'all, it's your girl Symone and welcome back to my channel. If y'all can see by the title, today is another story time. So before we get into this video, y'all already know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, give a girl a thumbs up, comment down below. Don't forget to follow me on all my socials, Instagram, Vivalayoshii, TikTok, and Twitter, LifeWithSymone, and also my business page, Shari. So let's get into this video. My forehead itch, y'all. Before, I was trying so hard not to scratch my forehead and just say that whole thing, but I was like, damn, it's not gonna go away. But yeah, I know I was supposed to post Subby Sunday yesterday and I didn't, y'all. I feel like August I slacked so much. I mean, July. Sorry, my months is off. But I was really going through a lot July, and I just feel like now it's fight time, go harder, and a whole lot of stuff. But I'm talking about stuff in my own life, not even just about YouTube. But basically what I'm saying is I was going through so much that I wanted to record, but then I was telling myself, like, put your mental health first and just lay down, just relax, just clear your mind. So yeah, that's why I wasn't really recording like that last month. But I feel like this month I'm doing like, well, I can't say I'm doing a whole lot better, y'all. It's the last day of the month, but I feel like just going into August is gonna be a whole lot better and stuff like that. So we'll see. But yeah, that's why I wasn't really posting like that in last month. But anyway, that's it for that disclaimer or whatever. Let me get straight to this video because I missed y'all so much. But yeah, so this video is about a new person, but also an old person's in this video too. So let's get to it. So one day China had hit me up, and y'all know China from the other stories with Chantel Rose, yeah, her. But yeah, so China had hit me up one day and she was just asking me like, hey, do you want to go to the King Parade? So y'all know Martin Luther King. If y'all don't know who Martin Luther King is, I'm sorry that they stopped teaching about black people in these history books. But yeah, I feel like my voice is a little off, sorry. But yeah, so Martin Luther King Day, y'all know everybody have a Martin Luther King Day parade, I'm assuming. So yeah, so she asked me if I wanted to go. So I'm like, yeah, because y'all, the King Day parade be lit. Well, I don't go no more, but like back then, like when I was like younger, like early 20s, it'd be lit. It's always some shit that happens, which is crazy because Martin Luther King was for peaceful protests and stuff, but for some reason it be getting cracking at his parade and people be fighting and doing the most. So I'm like, yeah, I want to go or whatever. So she was like, all right, we could go, you drive this time, like you come get me or whatever, such. So we was like, whatever. So I ended up going to go pick her up. We couldn't find nowhere to park. We ended up parking on Western because we was like, we gonna walk down. And plus y'all already know, well, y'all don't know because y'all don't even be from out here. Y'all be like, girl, I don't know what you talking about. But anyway, so y'all already know every time they put a street named Martin Luther King somewhere, is always where? In the hood. Martin Luther King Street is always in the hood. I guess they be like, we're gonna give you a street, we're gonna put it with your people since you want it so bad. I guess that's how they felt. But y'all say nothing bad about Martin because I don't play about him. But anyway, so yeah, so his street is literally in a hood, like literally a hood. So I'm like, ooh, let's go on Western because we're gonna be by King Park and maybe we see some ninjas outside, you know, like that's where it was just our whole motto. But we was gonna go down by Crenshaw and all that too. We was just gonna walk because there's a lot of people out walking and stuff, so you know the walk shouldn't be that bad. So we end up parking by Western or whatever, and we walking, we mobbing, we just walking, seeing everybody, talking to people. By over there, it was kind of lit, but like not too much like how when we drove past, like kind of by like the Crenshaw area and stuff like that. So we walking, y'all. I forgot what street that 7-Eleven is. Mind y'all, this is a far ass walk. If you want to Google how far is from Western and King all the way to the Crenshaw Mall, then you'll see we walked a far ass walk. But before we got to the mall, we walked, and it's like this 7-Eleven right here, right? So China told me like, girl, 7-Eleven was giving out free glizzies that day, y'all. And y'all know I be saying glizzy for everything. So y'all know if I'm talking about a glizzy, it could either be like a glizzy or a glizzy. Because I feel like I want to say glizzy for like a glizzy, like a... That ain't even a glizzy, but you know, because YouTube be flagging. So I don't want them to be like, girl, stop talking about the D. Or, you know, a glizzy. So yeah, they was giving out free glizzies. And y'all know I'm talking about hot dogs because they wasn't giving out dick at 7-Eleven. So anyway... or a thing. So anyway, so we like, ooh, let's go to 7-Eleven, let's get us a glizzy. So we go over there. It's packed, of course, because they giving out free hot dogs and you know everybody out and shit like that. So it's packed, and it's so many people inside too. So we go up in there, and I think something about like free Slurpees or something too, or Slurpees was probably like $1 or I mean a dime or a quarter. I don't remember, but everything was really cheap. So we go in there, we get us a Slurpee and we get us the hot dog, and we stand in line because even though they was giving it away for free, you still had to like stand in line. So I guess they could like do like a inventory count or some shit, I don't know. So they just like check you out. I'm like, okay, go. So we in line or whatever, and we talking. So everybody like, ooh, y'all gotta go by King. Like, I mean, go by the mall. It's so much stuff over there. Like, it's people out, like little vendors and stuff. It's stuff like, y'all gotta go by the mall. Y'all been by the mall yet? So we like, no, we haven't been over there. So we like, we about to walk over there now. So they like, yeah, go up over there. Y'all better go. Somebody was doing something else. I think they said somebody was over there. Who knows? So we like, ooh, we're gonna go. So finally, we leaving out 7-Eleven. We start walking towards the mall, right? So then, next thing you know, we walking, and it was 2 girls walking like this way, going the opposite way. So one of the girls, she stopped. Mind y'all, when they walking towards us, they staring at us. And I'm just thinking like, what? Because mind y'all, like I said, back in my early 20s, I used to have beef like crazy with people. And it's just funny to me because I really used to beef with people so bad, and I still would go places by myself. And I had a mouth on me too, y'all. I had a mouth, like, I don't know why I would be getting at people crazy, like, and I would go places alone, like they, like, I don't know what I thought. I know bitches probably like, man, I so wish the random. Yeah, because I used to say some crazy shit because I used to really want to provoke people to fight me. So if I felt like you just getting me mad, now I'm going to make you really mad so you can really fight me. That's how I was, but now I'm just a different person. I'm like real peaceful and stuff. I don't do all that. So anyway, when the girls walking towards us and they staring, mind y'all, like I said, I would have beef with people, and a lot of it would be over ninjas. So we'll start getting into it on social media. You know, people be having private pages, so I don't really be knowing what people look like that much, or I seen like half a photo, so I don't know. Like, I just used to be on my guard. So these girls looking at us, and I'm like, China, you see them looking at us? Like, they walking towards us. She's like, yeah, yeah, they are kind of looking at us now that you mention it. I was like, I think I got beef with that bitch. Like, I'm like, I think I know her. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, you know, I'm hot, but I'm like, duh, I would run into somebody here. So I'm mad because I'm like, fuck, I'm really not on this right now. But I guess if it is what it is, this was gotta be, because I'll be out here big talking crazy. If you followed me on Instagram from back in the day, then you would know. You would be like, girl, you are totally different. But yeah, so I'm thinking like, ooh, I be kind of saying some shit. But anyway, so we walking, I'm just already like, okay, like I already know what I'm gonna do. Like, shit, maybe gotta throw the little icy at her and then take off, because you know we gotta do something. I gotta get in there, you know. But I'm already just ready, just focused. Like, okay, if I gotta fight, like I feel like we might have to fight, because she might not say shit to me. She might just take off on me. So I gotta drop the glizzy and get on. Not get on, but like, you know, get on, like start fighting. So anyway, when we walking, they stopped in front of us. So I just knew like, I don't know who this bitch is, but we fighting. So the girl, she was just like, I know you from somewhere. So I was like, where you know me from? Real defensive, like, where you know me from? And she was just like, oh, no, not you. I know her. Talking about China. Ooh, my heart was beating fast, but I'm like, okay, calm down, Symone. So she's like, I know China, but mind y'all, so let me name the girl. The girl who has stopped and said something, we just gonna name her Red, okay? Because she had red hair. And then the girl she was with, we gonna call her friend. Let's just call her, I'm trying to look around. Let's call her Molly. I don't know why, but we just gonna call that girl Molly. So anyway, so her friend Molly is looking or whatever. It's crazy, kind of run into the girl Molly later in life. So yeah, we call her Molly or whatever. So the girl Molly, when Red was talking to China, Molly was looking at me. And I'm just like, you know, while she talking to China, she like, yeah, I think I know you from somewhere. So China like, oh, where you know me from or whatever. Like, I don't know you. So she was like, oh, did you go to such and such high school? So China's like, oh yeah, I did go there. So she was like, yeah, that's her. I knew you. You look familiar, da da da. I went there. I was class of this year, da da da. So they just talking or whatever. So she like, oh yeah, girl, like I went there. She's like, yeah, girl, you don't remember me? You don't remember me? She was like, yeah, I had a lot of weight on me, but I lost a lot of weight. Like after I had my baby, she just talking. So China like, girl, oh, okay, yeah, oh, okay. And I could just know China don't know this girl, because she not saying, yeah, I remember you. She just kept saying, oh, okay, yeah, oh, okay. So I'm just looking. But the girl, Molly, just stared at me. So I was like, do I know you from somewhere? And she was just like, no, I don't know you from nowhere. So I'm like, oh, okay. Like, oh, okay, because why is you looking at me like that? So then after I said that, I don't know why, I kind of like started laughing to myself. Like, I don't know, but I just start smiling to myself, because I'm thinking like, bitch, you are dumb as hell thinking that everybody beefing with you. Like, so I kind of like started laughing to myself. The girl Molly, she like cracked a smile too, because I'm really laughing to myself, because I'm really thinking like, oh my God, bitch, you're so dumb. Because I swear it did not matter. Like, if I was with anybody and somebody is staring for too long, I'll really be in my head like, I think I know this bitch. Like, I'll really be in my head thinking like, damn, they done caught me. Oh, especially when I used to be alone and I'll go to Slauson. Oh, I'll really be like, today's the day. And then I'll see people with a whole bunch of females. I'm like, they finna beat my ass. I really think like that. Like, damn, I'm by myself, they gonna jump me for sure. But anyway, let me finish. So yeah, so yeah, I kind of like smiled, and then the girl Molly kind of smiled. So then the girl Molly was just like, where y'all finna go? Like, where y'all going? And we like, oh, we going by the mall. Did y'all go over there yet? So they like, nah, we ain't been by the mall yet. We just was like mingling around over here and stuff. And we was probably gonna go, I forgot where they said they was probably gonna go. So they was like, yeah, something, they been saying everybody with hot dogs and stuff. So we was like, oh yeah, they giving out free glizzies at the 7-Eleven. So they like, oh, but mind y'all, we not from 7-Eleven. We probably like at the corner, one end of the corner of 7-Eleven is probably way down there at the other end. So we not that far. So they like, oh, okay, where's 7-Eleven at? So I'm like, 7-Eleven is literally straight down right here in this little middle little thing right there. It's right there. So she's like, oh, okay, cool. One of the girls like, okay, cool. So they was like, all right, well, like, y'all seem real cool or whatever, like, y'all, maybe we could hang out and stuff like that, like, hang out one day, like, take my Instagram down. So I'm like, okay, when I'm about to take her Instagram down, we about to take their Instagram down, she was just like, you know what, could y'all walk with us? Because I don't know, the girl Molly, like, she looked at her, like, she gave Red a look, and like a look. So she was like, oh, you know what, can y'all come with us to 7-Eleven? She was like, because, like, do y'all got an ID? Like, how old are y'all? So I forgot how old I was, but I most definitely was over 18. I was like 18 or 19 or 20. No, I was like 18 or 19. So she was like, can you come with us to 7-Eleven, because she wanted to buy some blunts or whatever, and she was like that she didn't have her ID with her, and that's before they switched the law in California to where you have to be 21. So at that time you was just had to be 18 to buy tobacco products or whatever. So she like, you come with me to 7-Eleven so she could get something to smoke out of. So we like, okay. I don't know why we said okay, but it was China. She really said okay first, and I'm like, damn, why did we say okay? Because honestly, they could ask anybody at 7-Eleven. Like, it's a whole bunch of guys outside being thirsty trying to talk to girls, not even being thirsty, but you know, people meeting people. Like, it's so many people, they could have asked anybody, a random person. So we walked back to 7-Eleven with them, and when we about to go inside, my job, we still eating our hot dog, drinking our drink, whatever. Oh, girl, Purple, that's not that girl name. What the fuck that name? Molly, the girl Molly, she was just like, she looked at me and she was like, you kind of look like me. Can I use your ID? And I was all like, oh, let's go in. So she like, no, y'all don't gotta go in or whatever, because y'all got y'all food and y'all stuff. Y'all don't want to go up in there and be around people. You know, it's too many people in there. I know I don't like eating around people, so many people. She's like, so y'all could just wait outside and we'll just go get our stuff, because we want to get a hot dog and stuff too. So, you know, y'all could just chill right here. She was all like, so can I use your ID? Like, you don't gotta go in. So I was like, you know what, I don't got my ID, y'all. I be quick on my feet. So I'm like, you know what, I don't even got my ID with me. I must have left it in my car. Mind you, I didn't even look in my purse. So she was like, okay. So she was like, what about you? Like, I could pass for you. You know, and they be thinking all black people look alike anyway. I could pass for you. What's your, she was like, do you got your ID on you? Like, I could use your ID. So China was like, yeah, girl. China quick with it. Yeah, girl. Go in her purse, give her ID. She's like, okay, we're going to be right back out. So they go on 7-Eleven, we standing outside and we just talking. So I'm like, China, you remember old girl? She was like, bitch, no, I do not remember her. Like, I don't remember seeing her or nothing like that. She was like, but the girl was naming people like she knew. Like, she was naming like certain people or whatever. So she like, I don't remember her. Like, I don't remember that girl. So I'm just laughing. We laughing. We just talking. So I'm just like, yeah, like, so I wonder if we gonna make it by the mall. Like, we just talking about so much stuff, so much different stuff. Like, you wonder if it's gonna be a shake that ass for Martin party after this. I don't know, because they be disrespectful as hell. Y'all be seeing the Martin Luther King flies. But yeah, we just talking about so much stuff. Like, is we in the house or we outside? Like, what we finna do? And I'm just like, I got class tomorrow because I was in college or whatever. But I'm like, I got class, but I'm not really tripping. I could be outside because I used to be outside. That should have been my middle name, Symone outside Smith. But anyway, so I'm like, yeah, it don't matter. So we just talking, laughing, kicking in front of the store. They still in there for a cool minute because, like I said, it's a lot of people in there. So this fucking Jeep ended up pulling up. Why not cuss? Sorry, YouTube. So this Jeep ended up pulling up. The Jeep was nice. Like, it was nice. I don't know if I should get too much in the description. This was a long time ago. Wherever this man is in life, he probably ain't got this Jeep no more. But anyway, this nice Jeep pull up. It's a gray. It was like matte gray. Had like, the rims was red. It was nice too. Real nice Jeep. So it pulls up and the windows is tinted the fuck up. But I'm staring at it because I love Jeeps. So I'm like, oh, I want me a Jeep. Like, Jeeps is cute, whatever like that. So I was looking at the Jeep and I'm like, girl, you see that Jeep is fire? She like, yeah, that Jeep is bomb. So we stand outside. We still just eating or whatever like that. Next thing you know, it's probably like 2 minutes after the Jeep had just been sitting there. Nobody got out the car. Somebody rolled down the window and did like a hand movement like this out the window. So I noticed it because my jaw, he's parked literally in front of us, but I did not say anything. Like, I didn't say, anything, or I didn't walk up to the car, because like I cannot see nobody and I'm not about to be just thirsty as hell like, oh, let me go over there. Like, I don't know who's in this car. Like, even though it was a man hand, it could have been a woman's, who knows? Like, I just, no, I'm not finna go over there. So, and how do I know if this person said something to me? So I ain't going nowhere. So I just look down and just finished talking to her. So next thing you know, he put his head out the window and he was like, side part, like side part. This nigga called me side part. He was like, side part, or he called me bang. It was one of them, but I had a side part with like a little bang, and I'm gonna put a picture in it eventually when I get to that part of the story. But he was like, come here real quick, like, can I talk to you? So I looked at her and I was like, come with me. And she was like, okay. So I'll go over there and we go to his car window or whatever. So he was all like, oh, how you doing? I'm like, I'm fine. He was like, okay, what y'all doing over here? Y'all just chilling? You think we just came to 7-Eleven? Like, I look like the type that just can't kick it outside of 7-Elevens all day? Like, I look like that type? And if so, you gonna talk to me? But I didn't say all of that. So I'm just like, no, we here for the parade or whatever. We just waiting for our friends to come out so we could walk by the mall. So he's like, oh, you here for the parade? I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, aren't you here for the parade? Why else would you be at this 7-Eleven when you could be at any 7-Eleven? Oh, well, this one was the only one giving out free hot dogs, so maybe he really wanted that free hot dog. I don't know. So I'm like, you here for the parade? So he like, nah, I'm not here for the parade. I honestly shouldn't even be over here right now. So, you know, like I said, that street is in somebody's hood, so I'm like, oh, this not your area? Mind y'all, this is when I used to be deep in the trenches. I used to hang out in the hood every day. So I used to kind of come off like, if I meet somebody, I really would ask a guy like, where are you from? Like, not even on no gangbang and stuff like that, but I just was curious. Like, I just need to know, because I don't know, like, what type, if I should ever bring my gang banging homegirls around you, because well, if you're not from their hood and something like that, which it was a situation like that before. So anyway, so I would just ask stuff like that, but I didn't ask him where he was from. I was just like, oh, this not your area? Like, I said it like that. So he's like, nah, not even like that. Like, I just shouldn't be over here or whatever. So I was like, oh, okay. So he like, yeah, plus the parade is overrated. Like, you know, I been did that, you know, when we was young and shit like that. Like, it's overrated. So I'm like, I guess, like, you know, like, I'm like, I haven't been in a while. So he's like, okay, yeah. He's like, let me take your number down. Because honestly, again, he mentioned like he shouldn't be over here. So he's like, let me take your number down. So I gave him my number or whatever. But before I gave him my number, I asked him, when he asked for my number, I said, do you have an Instagram? So he's like, no, I don't do social media. Which was should have been a red flag. Like, now in life, I realize that's a red flag. When a man say he don't do social media, I mean, I know some people might think like, it's some men who really just don't do some social media. Yes, some that don't really do social media. But then there's others that do social media and they tell you they don't because they got their whole wife and kids on their damn page. You get to their page and it be like, happy 17th anniversary. You know, like, and it be like, why'd you know, like, they don't want you to see that shit because things be dogs. So, yeah, so, when he said that, I didn't think nothing of it. I just thought like, you know what? A lot of people probably don't use Instagram. And around that time, remember Instagram? No, wait. So I was like 19. So Instagram probably was not even that old yet. Because remember at one point, Instagram was for like iPhone users. I got on Instagram like 2012. So I turned 18 the end of 2012. So this is like 13, 14. So this probably was like, I was probably like 19-ish, 20. So Instagram probably wasn't even that old. So I'm just thinking like, you know what? It could be a possibility. I don't know. I was just thinking that, whatever. So he got my number or whatever, and he was like, yeah, I'm about to pull off. I'll see you around if you're not busy later or whatever. Because he asked me how long I plan on being there. So I'm like, probably for a few hours. We just kind of got here. He's like, if you're not busy later, we could go get something to eat, whatever. I want to get to know you, da-da-da. He just sent all that stuff. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, bye, peace out. Peace out, big bro. I didn't say all that. But so we ended up walking back, and he eventually, like, he sat in his car for a cool minute, and he ended up, like, driving off. Oh yeah, no, before he drove off, China had asked him, she's like, you got any homeboys for me? She used to be bold as hell. She was like, let me not say used to. She's like, you got any homeboys for me? So he just like chuckled and like ignored her, but that's when we still kept having our conversation. He literally didn't say shit back to her. He just like laughed. So anyway, we stand outside of 7-Eleven. And I'm noticing, why is it taking them so long? Like, we literally finished our hot dog, damn near finished this damn little ass Slurpee. Like, I was really just thinking, like, it shouldn't take them that long. They should have been out. So we ended up going inside because at this point, I was like, I want me another hot dog. Because I'm like, I know we're going to run into somebody with some alcohol. And I really want to have, like, food in my system or whatever. And it's hot, so I'm like, I want to give me a Slurpee, too. So we go back up in there, and they, like, third in line. At this point, they third in line to get to the register. So when we go up in there, I'm like, dang, like this line is moving slow this time. So then the girl Molly, she was just like looking at me. Like the way that girl was looking at me, I was so confused because I'm just like, bitch, what the fuck you looking like that? But she already said we didn't know each other. So I'm like, okay, Symone, you don't know her. So yeah, she was like kind of looking at me. She didn't say nothing. And the girl Red was like, yeah, girl, mind you, Molly is the one who got China's ID. So the girl Red was like, yeah, girl, the line is moving slow as hell, but we almost up here. So I was like, ooh, okay, well, I'm about to go to the back and get another hot dog, and we about to get another Slurpee. I was all like, if we don't come back by the time y'all get to the front, just let some people go in front of y'all, because, you know, I want to, you know, we want to get some more stuff, and y'all already in line. So that's like, all right, girl, go ahead, all right. So we go to the back, and, you know, it's people right there. It's probably like 2 people in front of us getting a hot dog, because the people getting other stuff in the store, too. So that's why the line was still long, though, because, you know, people got to pay for the other stuff. So we get our hot dog finally. Why, when we walking up to the go where they was at in line, why the hell they getting a change and leaving out the store, like finna leave out? So China was like, hey, I thought y'all supposed to save a spot for us in line. So the girl Molly was like, oh girl, we couldn't just be holding up the line like that, but it's cool, y'all just wait, we gonna wait outside for y'all. So China was like, all right. So then we get in line. I was like, that was weird, like, you know, they could have just let people go in front of them. So China was like, I don't know, I think you thinking too much in on it. So I'm like, I don't know, like that was just weird. I was just like, that's weird. I'm like, I don't know, like they giving off weird vibes already, because they was really giving off weird vibes. So we standing there and the line was kind of going too long, and I think the system ended up going down. So I was like, girl, only thing we got was free stuff anyway. It was except that Slurpee. But I'm like, girl, let's just go, like let's just leave out the store. So we ended up leaving out. Mind y'all, before all that happened, we probably was in line for about a good like 5-10 minutes. So we leave out the store. Why we leave out the store in China? I mean, not China. Molly and Red is nowhere to be found. They are not outside the store. So I'm like, where'd they go? And China was like, right, where are they? So I'm like, I guess they want to hang out with us. I'm like, shit, I don't care. I want to hang out with them. No way. So China was like, but she got my ID. So I was like, oh, shit. I'm like, she do got your ID. She's like, yeah, she got my ID. So I'm like, fuck. So now I'm kind of irritated. Like, damn, we about to spend our day looking for this bitch ID. Not looking for this bitch ID, but like, yeah. So I'm like, dang. I'm like, fuck, you should just went in the store with her. She's like, Symone, you didn't say nothing. Like, you should have told me. Why should I have to be the one to tell you not to give a stranger your ID? But hey, whatever. Blame me. So I'm just like, whatever. Let's try to find them. So I'm like, you remember where they said they was going? She's like, no. I'm like, they did say they wanted to go by the mall too, because I was saying, like, you know, when I was telling about the mall. So I'm like, maybe they just forgot or something like that. Like, we'll run into them. So we walking, we kind of mobbing now because we trying to walk towards the mall, because they did say eventually they was going to go that way. So we walking like mobbing towards the mall. We don't see these girls at all. I don't know how we don't see these girls. Mind you, like we on one, it's 2 sides of the street everybody could be on. So we on one side, we walking. So why when we start walking, some guys, because you know while you walk, it's people trying to talk to you and stuff like that, but we just kind of like focused on getting to where we going, because we don't even know where we going, but we know we gonna try to run into these girls. So while we walking, it's some boys walking up, and they're walking directly like how we're side by side on the sidewalk. They're side by side but coming this way. So I'm like, damn, they ain't gonna move. You know, I sometimes will move, but I remember my sister used to man, one time she made me stand. I was at the mall, y'all, this is a little off topic, but one time I was at the mall, my sister's Tatiana, she really made me stand. I was about to move out the way of this girl. She was like, nope, you better not move, you better not move. And me and this girl was standing there like this for the longest, because she would not go around and I would not go around. She's like, you know, don't let nobody bully you. And I'm just like, you know what, this is not bullying. It's just like common courtesy. Like, I can move out the way, it's fine. It was a lot, but I knew if I moved, she would have fought me. But you know, after later in life, I was just like, girl, I don't give a fuck. But anyway, so yeah, so they coming up on the sidewalk, and I'm thinking, you know, they gentlemen, so they should, well, they're not gentlemen, they're guys, so they should like move out the way. But we kind of like end up moving anyway. So when we kind of like moving, they doing that thing, you know, that thing where it's like y'all both like bumping into each other, but he's purposely doing it. Like, I kind of realized, because I'm like, oh, my bad, oh, oops, okay, y'all could go. We like that, like, y'all could go. But we kind of like laughing, and he just like, oh, where you going, oh, where you going? So I'm like, at this point I was like, oh, this is a corny ass Negro. So, and I was just kind of annoyed, because I'm just thinking like, if you want to holla real quick, you ain't got to do all this whoop whoop shit. Like, nigga, this is not Dancing with the Stars. Like, do what you got to do, and let's wrap it up. So he doing all of that, but like my smile kind of turned into like irritation, because it kind of turned like I got irritated, because I was just like, we still got to go somewhere. So they stopped us, and he was like, oh, excuse me, huh? Like, excuse me, whatever. So he was like, can I ask you one question? Can we ask y'all one question? So China was just like, I got a boyfriend. So he's like, no, we wasn't gonna ask that. So he's like, just one question, just real quick. So we like, yeah, sure. And we was like, we're kind of in a rush. So it's like, how you in a rush at the parade? Like, you ain't missing out on nothing. They ain't, who y'all waiting for? They ain't came by yet, probably, like this, that, like just talking shit. So I'm like, yeah, we meeting up with our friends. So he's like, just a quick question. He's like, as much as you explaining yourself, I would have already asked the question. You see, we would have been done. So I'm like, what? So this boy gonna say, okay, so out of me and my friend, which one of us look better? Like, if you could have a one night stand with which one of us at the club, which one would you pick? Which one of us look better? So the other boy, he just starts smiling, like big smile. You know how like kids be in your elementary school pictures for your mama because she say smile? He's smiling big as hell, just smiling like this. And he put his arm around him. He's like, which one of us? Pick one. He's like, bro, don't do the smile, bro. I'm just thinking like that smile was not helping shit. But I was just staring at them. But mind y'all, they're like on this side, so their back is face the street, and I'm like kind of face towards the street. Like, so while they're talking, I kind of like zoned out because I'm looking across the street like, I know that ain't who I think it is, you know. So I'm kind of like staring like, is that him? But yeah, so China was just like, I don't know, I'm not picking either one of y'all. So he's like, we gonna let you think about it because you probably can't pick, you can't decide. Let's start with her. He's like, let's start with you seem focused. So I was all like, is that Deshaun? Y'all remember Deshaun? I think that's what I named him. I think so. Let's hope. So yeah, I think I did name him Deshaun. So remember the story time about when I was in high school and I stole my boyfriend's iPod, and I never did the part 2 to that. I still got to do that. So remember the boy I was dating? Yeah, so him. So mind y'all, when we dated back then, like we just dated, we was kids or whatever. But when we got older, like even through my high school years and when I got older, we was like this. We was the best of friends. Like it was never we didn't try each other or try to be in a relationship. It was not that. We just realized, you know, dating was kids. We was like really, really good friends. Like I talked to him every day. And of course I knew I was going to see him at this parade because I just knew he could be there all the time. But yeah, so I knew I was going to see him. But I was like, is that Deshaun? So when I said that, the boy was like, neither one of our name is Deshaun. So I was like, and China was like, where? I was like, across the street. So she's like, oh, that is him. So I was like, and I think he like looked at me. So I was like this, I like wave towards him. So tell me why this boy gonna do this. Come on now, pick which one of us. So I was like, don't snap in my face. Like, don't do that. And he was just like, I'm just saying, like, can you pick? Like, y'all don't know how to focus. Y'all was in a rush, but y'all starting to do too, like, he just was talking shit or whatever. So China was like, yeah, don't fucking snap in our face. Like, she going up on him. Because I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, y'all are weird. You know, like, don't snap in my face. That's rude. So he was like, why the other boy gonna say it was rude when we walked up and you thought that we wanted to talk to you? He's like, nobody was trying to talk to you. I said, well, what are y'all doing right now asking us these questions? So I'm like about to walk off, but I noticed Deshaun crossing the street, like coming to come over to me. So I'm standing there and I still kind of like looking at him, but I'm like talking shit to them. So when he's coming towards me, so the boy was like, didn't nobody want to talk to you, ugly ass bitches? Y'all already know what's they go to. I don't know if this in other cities too, but in LA, these niggas would really call you an ugly ass bitch. Bro, y'all, this one guy, one time he followed me a few lights, like 3 lights into a liquor store, got my number, and then when I was just, that's a whole different story though, but when I just was like, I didn't want to talk to him, like, he was just weird after the first link. This nigga called me a raccoon. He's like, bitch, you look like a raccoon. Oh, did I look like a raccoon when you was chasing me 3 lights down and followed me to a liquor store? Maybe he did have a raccoon fetish. I probably did. Who knows? I don't know. But niggas be mad. They really be mad. One time a guy threw a soda at Toxic. It ruined our whole day. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But so he's like, then nobody gonna talk to y'all ugly ass bitches anyway. So I'm like, bitches. I was like, you niggas is weird as fuck. So like we kind of going off on them. So Deshaun walked up and he was like, what's going on? Everything good? Someone like, everything good? So I'm like, nah, these niggas is weird as fuck. Like, you know, and I'm telling them what happened. China like talking shit. And he's like, calm down. He was like, yeah, something. So now Deshaun started like kind of banging on him, like, where you niggas from? Da 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 da. He's like, yeah, you not finna disrespect her. Like, y'all not finna do all of that. Like, you niggas could get out the fucking hood. Da 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 da. You know, like not like that. If you know, you know. Yeah, y'all niggas get the fuck out the hood. So he talking to them, and now like when he kind of like going off on it, like going up on him, and the boy's like, no, it's not like that, bro. We don't want no problems. It's not like that, bro. It ain't like that, bro. He's like, yeah, like da da da. Like his friends started crossing the street too. They start coming across the street, so they talking shit to them, like, you know, they getting at them like, yeah, you niggas weird ass niggas, da 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 da, you know, just talking all that shit. And I'm standing there like, yeah. You know, I ain't saying all that, but I'm just standing there like, yeah. So why, next thing you know, China was like, there she go right there. And she just started running across the street. So it kind of like took me a minute to register because I'm paying attention to them. Because like, y'all, why one of the boys, when the boys that walked up to us, one of them had a bag of chips in his hand. So when Deshaun and his homeboys came over there pressing them for disrespecting us, one of his homeboys was like, yeah, give me them chips, cuz, and snatched his chips out his hand. So I was just like focusing on this, like, what the fuck? Like, no, he didn't just take that boy chips. And they really was like, no, I'm sorry, bro. We're just trying to enjoy the parade. We don't want no problems and da-da-da-da. We need to get along and da-da-da, bop, bop, bop. And I would never disrespect a woman, and we did not call her a bitch. We did not mean to call her a bitch. It was not towards her. And, you know, they just talking. So I noticed, I'm like, wait, okay, it's too much going on in China Ran. So I was like, Deshaun, I'll be right back. I gotta go. So he was like, where you going? I'm like, to China. Like, it was something that came up. I'm gonna just hit you. He was like, all right, bye. So then I kind of tried to run across the street, y'all. I'm running across the street, not paying attention that it's cars, and why my dumb ass almost got hit by a car. And it was so embarrassing because they skirt, beep, and honked the horn. Everybody was looking, so I was so embarrassed, y'all. I just wanted to turn into Superman and fly away. But I was so embarrassed, so I just hurried up and like jolted across the street, like ran, like, ooh, oh my God. So I'm running kind of, and I realized, I don't even know, because after that situation happened, my eyes was off China. And plus she had ran off like a long time ago. So I'm like, where did this bitch run to? So I'm kind of like just in an area. After I ran across the street and I kind of like dipped off like in a behind like a crowd, I kind of just was walking because I was embarrassed, I ain't gonna lie. And plus, you don't really need to be running while around a lot of other black people, because you're gonna get a lot of people to start running too, because you just don't ask questions, you just run. So I'm like, let me not start running like that. So I'm like, damn, where did she go? So I'm like, power walk, I'm trying to call her. I'm like, let me call her. I'm calling this girl, I'm calling her. She not answering the phone. Y'all, mind y'all, I lost China for like a good 10 minutes. Within that 10 minutes, who the fuck I ran into? Oh, I never gave him a name. Okay, so the boy with the Jeep, we gonna name him Justin. And the reason why we name him Justin is because he really, y'all remember back when, well, y'all, okay, if you go look at Justin LaBoy, I don't know if it's Justin LA Boy, but I call him Justin LaBoy. But like his old photos when he used to play basketball, that's exactly, I swear the boy looked exactly like that. Like he looked just like that. So I'm gonna just name him Justin. So like his throwback photos or whatever. So I'm running to the Jeep again. I see the Jeep. So when I'm walking, I'm trying to like power walk because I didn't want to stop. Like honestly, I seen the car, but I was like, let me just walk past it and try to call China again. So I'm trying to power walk past it. He rolled down the window and he's like, where you going? So I'm like, fuck. So I was like, oh, I'm trying to find my homegirl, but I'm still trying to walk. He's like, come here real quick. Like, why are you in a rush? Like, why are you moving so fast? I'm like, oh, because I lost my homegirl. I'm just trying to find her. Like, she ran off. Did you see her run this way? So he was like, no, why would she be running? And I was like, because she was trying to catch up to somebody. Like, he's like, so why is she running? And I'm like, because somebody had something of hers and she was trying to get it. So he's like, somebody stole something from her, like she got robbed just now. So I'm like, no, but kinda, but yeah, I'm just trying to find her. He's like, so y'all just do that, like y'all just chase each other at parades? Yeah, and I'm just like, oh my God. So I'm like, no, she was running and I was just following her. He's like, oh, okay, all right, so how long you finna be here? Yo, and I'm like a few hours. Mind y'all, I ain't even just meet you that long ago. So I'm like a few hours, you know, whatever. Like I said, we just kind of got here. So he like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, this shit is really overrated. And I'm just thinking like, did you forget that you said all of this to me before? But I didn't say all this to him. I was just like, yeah. I'm like, let me try to call her again. So I'm trying to call her. He like, yeah, I shouldn't even really be over here like that. Like, I really need to get from over here because this is not where I need to be at. Like, I need to get from over here. So while I'm letting the phone ring, I'm thinking like, why do he keep saying this shit? So I was all like, why you can't be over here? Like, what's up with you being over here? He's like, no, you just know, like, niggas be thirsty. Be a lot of shit going on at the parade. Like, you know, so I just can't be over here like that. He's like, but I'm not worried because I'm packing. And he like lift up his glizzy a little bit and set it back down. So I was like, oh, okay, like, you know, like I'm like, all right then. So he was like, yeah, so do you want me to drive you around to find your homegirl? Mind you, it wouldn't make no sense for him to drive me around because certain streets is blocked off. So I'm like, no, because certain streets blocked off, so yeah, it's okay. So he's like, you sure? Like I could drive you around? So I'm like, yeah, because I could find her better on feet. So he's like, okay, well, I'm just making sure because, you know, you by yourself out here and, you know, anything could happen to you, but I'm just making sure. So I'm like, yeah, no, it's cool, it's cool. So then he was like, yeah, but like I said, I need to get from over here. So I'm like, why are you here anyway? Like, why are you here? You know, like, He was like, oh, I'm actually here with my cousin. He's like, he wanted to come over here and I'm supposed to get him, you know, and I'm just not trying to rush him like that. But in a minute, I'm finna tell him, like, we gotta go, like, because I'm not trying to be here no more. So I'm like, oh, okay. So he was like, yeah. So I'm like, well, I'm about to actually go look for my friend now. Like, I'm about to go try to find her because she's not answering. I need to find her. So he was like, okay, all right then. He was like, so yeah, like later if you're not doing nothing. And I'm just like, this nigga's a robot. But no, he's like, later if you're not doing nothing, we could link or something like that. Like, I want to get to know you, da da da, and all this other stuff. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna hit you. So he's like, how you gonna hit me when I never called you or gave you my number? Because mind you, he took my number down. So I was like, oh yeah. I said, well, you'll hit me if you want to see me. And he was like, yeah, if I want to see you, I'll hit you up. So I'm like, okay. And I just walked off because I'm like, this nigga is kind of weird. Like, I don't know. So I just walked off or whatever. So when I'm walking off, finally China called me back. So I'm like, girl, where are you at? So she's like, where are you at? So I'm like, China, I was chasing you. I almost got hit by a car. Like, where you at? Did you get the girl? Did you get your ID? She's like, bitch, no. They ducked off somewhere. Like, they got on. Like, I didn't. They started walking kind of fast. She's like, I don't think they seen me. And I was like, they seen you. But yeah, she's like, I don't think they seen me, but yeah, they kind of got on, so I didn't find them, but I'm just still trying to look for them or whatever, blah blah blah. So I'm like, okay girl, where are you? And she was like, girl, I'm over here by the mall. Like, I'm literally, she's like, you know where the liquor bank is? Y'all know the liquor bank from Baby Boy. She's like, I'm right here at the liquor bank. So I said, how the fuck you get to the liquor bank? Like, how did she get there that fast? I'm like, bitch, that must have been running like Sonic, because ain't no way. Like I said, I was lost there for like 10 minutes, but how the fuck? Bitch, you run track and you ain't tell me, because how did she get there that fast? So I'm like, girl, how did you get there that fast? She's like, it don't matter. Like, I want to go by the mall, because she said where, like, they was going to. She's like, I want to go up over there, but I'm going to wait for you right here. Where you at? So I told her, like, I don't know. Like, I'm around the street or whatever, but I'm about to walk towards you. I shouldn't be that far. So she's like, all right, girl, hurry up. So I'm like, all right, I'm about to come. She's like, but yeah, it's no rush. I'm with such and such. She said some girl that she knew. So I'm like, okay. She's like, yeah, I'm going to just wait right here with her. So I'm like, okay, I'm about to come right now. So I started walking. I didn't want to walk past his car again. So I went like across the street. I did the most to walk to not go past that man's car again. So I'm walking. And as I'm walking, I end up running into some girls I knew. So they like, oh girl, where you going? So I'm like, I'm about to go by the mall or whatever. They like, girl, we was going to go by the mall too. Like, we could walk with you. Because I told them my situation, like my friend and stuff. So they're like, okay. So I'm walking with them. And as I'm walking, who we run into again? Not Justin LaBoy. No, let me not call him that, because it wasn't that boy, and I don't want people being his comments asking stupid ass shit, because some people lack common sense on this app. But yeah, so I ran into Deshaun and his friends, like all of them again. So he like, oh, you good? Did you find your friend? So I'm like, no, I ain't find her. So mind y'all, they knew Deshaun homies and shit. So they talking to them and they like mingling with them and talking and shit. And I'm just like, damn, because mind y'all, before we even ran into them, China called me again like, girl, where are you? And I'm like, I'm with such and such, I'm walking with them, we all coming this way. So while they talking to them and I'm like talking to Deshaun, and I kind of got sidetracked it, she calls again, like she started calling me. So I'm like, hey girl, I'm on my way to the mall right now. So she like, where you at, girl? Like, where are you? Because I'm by here by myself and I'm not trying to be by myself. So I was like, girl, I thought you was with such and such, like the girls. She's like, girl, I didn't come with them, I came with you, so I'm not really trying to be with them, but like, you know, just hurry up, like I'm trying to get my ID back. So I'm like, all right, like I'm on my way. Like, it's not my fault that you ran fucking fast as hell and got there. Shit, bitch, I ain't finna run. So I'm like, all right, girl, I'm coming. So the girls, they was just like, oh, we was gonna stay right here real quick. Cause mind y'all, I can't rush them to go. And even though they was walking in that same direction with me, people still, if they see people, they stop, people mingling. Like, people don't just be, you're not just about to be mobbing and walking. It's not a fucking like mile race marathon or some shit. So I can't rush them for like what they doing. So at this point I was like, y'all, it's cool. No, it's cool. I'm gonna just go. Like, I'm gonna just keep walking. So it's like, you sure? You know how people ask you, but they really don't want you to say yeah. They want you to say yeah, I'm sure, instead of saying no, because they really don't want to do it. But if they have to, they would. So that's really how it was. So I'm like, I'm sure I got it. So then Deshaun was like, it's cool, I'm gonna walk with her. Like, I'll walk with you because some of my homies is over there anyway. So I was like, all right, cool. So we walking together and we talking. Oh, before we walked off, his cousin was right there. I can't remember his name. The one Toxic dated back in that Storytime them years ago. So he was like, where Toxic at? So y'all, this is when it was fresh when me and her was like fell out. So I said, I don't know, that bitch weird. And he was like, oh yeah, she is weird as fuck, but where's she at? And I was like, I don't know, I don't fuck with her. So he was like, oh, okay, damn, my bad. So when he walked, so like I just mentioned that because yeah, when we walked off, Deshaun, mind y'all, like I said, I talked to Deshaun like daily, like not daily, probably like every other day. We was close as hell. Like that was like my best friend. So he already knew we wasn't cool. So he brought up Toxic and he like, why Toxic try to hit me up? Like she hit me up like, oh, I ain't seen you in so long. How you been? And da 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 da. And I was just like, that bitch is so weird. Like, you know, I'm just talking. I'm like, she's so weird. Like she ain't try to hit you up or be cool with you for so long ago, but we fall out all of a sudden. She want to hit you up and shit. It's like, right, like we just laughing about that. So China ended up calling me back. But mind you, I understand because it's like if I was somewhere, I'd probably be like, bitch, where you at too? So she ended up calling me back. So I'm like, hello? She like, girl, where are you? So I'm like, girl, like I'm literally at the middle of the street. When I hit the corner, I'm gonna have to walk down, then I'll be at the liquor bank. But I'm literally almost right there. I'm like, I'm with Deshaun right now. She's like, you with Deshaun? Oh, okay. Now that makes sense to why you taking so long. So I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, he walking with me because, you know, the other girls, they wanted to stop and shit. So I was gonna walk by myself. So I was like, he didn't want me to walk by myself. And I'm like, neither did I. So I'm walking with Deshaun. She was like, girl, I'm by myself. Because you ran. What the fuck, bitch? If you felt that way, you should have put me on your back. But I was just like, girl, okay, well, I'm almost there. Like, you know, I could tell. I know she frustrated, so that's why I wasn't really trying to, like, get frustrated back with her. But it's like, don't get irritated with me because you did some dumb shit. So we walking or whatever. So I'm trying to tell him, I'm trying to describe the girls to him. He like, oh, no, I don't know who they are. But, you know, he's like, yeah, me and my homies, of course, we've been talking to meeting a whole bunch of females, meeting a whole bunch, he's like, me and my homeboy been meeting a whole bunch of girls today and stuff like that. So maybe we might run into them, but we ain't ran into nobody that's like that you described. We ain't ran into them. So I'm like, damn. So finally we ended up walking up to the fucking liquor store, and we found her. And I'm like, hey China. She's like, girl, I'm annoyed, come on, let's go. Bye, Deshaun. And he was like, I'm gonna walk with y'all. Like, y'all say y'all going right like by the mall, like in the middle or whatever, so I'm gonna walk with y'all. So she was like, okay, whatever. So I'm telling her, like, yeah, I was trying to ask him if they seen her, like, you know, seeing the girls, like, put her description. She was like, it's just pointless. Like, I don't know what's going on. That's so weird. Like, I'm so irritated. So I'm like, right, that's so weird that they would run off with your ID. Clearly, that probably was their whole plan. I'm not laughing at that moment, though, but I'm laughing now because that was their plan for sure. For sure. Yeah. But anyway, so we walking or whatever, and we ended up stopping. And I don't know what made us stop right there. And China was so irritated because, y'all, like, I forgot to mention, Deshaun had, like, a water bottle with alcohol in it. So I was drinking some of it. So I was kind of getting faded. And she took, like, a sip. But on our way walking there, we drank a lot. So I don't know what made me. I seen the police officers, and I wanted to take pictures with them. Y'all, I'm going to insert the photo right there. And he was doing, like, I don't know why I took that picture with him. I was so drunk, y'all. But anyway, so we walking, and she's just so irritated. She's like, come on, girl, come on. You want to take pictures with the police for what? Come on, girl, come on. Like, what do you want to do? And y'all, I was so fucked up drunk. And around that time, that's when I used to get a lot of tickets and put over by crash and all that type of stuff. And guns, glizzies put out by the police and stuff all the time. 'Cause I used to be, you know, in hoods and stuff. And y'all, so I don't know why my drunk stupid self thought if I take a picture with the police officer when I get pulled over, I could just show them the picture and they'll let me go. I really thought that, like, they'll see like, oh, she cool, like she know the homie. I'm stupid as fuck. But I was drunk. So we walking, and we ended up seeing the girls again. So we walking up to them, right? We walking up, and I'm like, don't say nothing, like, let's just walk up on them. Why China was like, red. When I tell y'all, mind y'all, we was not that far from them. China's like, red. When I tell y'all, the moment she turned around, they turned around and looked at us, they start running. They got on. Them girls got on. They got on. So Deshaun is dying, laughing. Like, he's laughing. And mind you, at this time, I'm faded too now. And he's laughing, so I started laughing. And China's like, come on. So she's starting to run after them. Y'all, and at this point, I'm like, I'm gonna just walk. Because I'm like, I can't run. Like, I'm drunk as hell. I cannot run. I'm gonna make a fool of myself. I'm probably gonna trip and shit. I had them fucking big ass sandals on. And I'm like, I cannot run. After them girls, like, no. Like, call me when you get to where you're going or something like that. So they ran off. They ran. And why when they ran, China caught up to them, and she ended up, like, grabbing the, what's her name? She ended up grabbing Red, like, bad, because she had not a seatbelt. What is it? a crossbody. She had a crossbody, so she grabbed her bag. But when she grabbed her bag, Red turned around and like hit her. Like she hit, not socked her, like open like slap box, like, but she didn't connect with her face or nothing like that. But when she turned around to like slap her, China let go. China let go and stopped, and then she got on. She ran, and then she stopped. And I'm like, China, why'd you stop? You know, because you should have grabbed, stop fighting them. Get your ID back. I don't know. But when she did that, it's not like Molly stopped. Molly turned around, but she kept running. Like, she kept running. So I was like, girl, just let it go. Like, honestly, just let it go at this point. Like, I know it's fucked up, but yeah, you ain't getting it back. Like, how they... it's not funny. But, like, don't ever let nobody use your ID, for real. So I'm like... girl, you're not getting it back. And she was just like, girl, I'm so fucking mad right now. I'm mad. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Like, let's leave. Let's leave. I'm just ready to go. So Deshaun was like, why you didn't beat that bitch up? Like, why you didn't fight her? Like, why'd you stop? Like, why'd you stop? She's like, man, I'm just ready to go. I'm just ready to leave. She's like, Symone, maybe we could drive around and find them. Mind y'all, like I said, some of the streets is blocked off. Why? We're not doing that. We're not driving around. Like, I mean, we could drive around the outside parts, but like, literally the streets are blocked off. It's no way. And I'm like, damn, we kind of far as hell from Western. We gonna leave right now. So I'm like, girl, like, you really want to leave right now? She's like, girl, that's my ID. I'm like, you're not gonna get the ID back. Like, I'm like, your best bet is to like catch them and just walk up on her and snatch her purse and like get your shit back. Like, don't say nothing. Like, you should never say nothing. She would never say nothing. They would have never knew, and you could just snatched her purse, got your shit back, and threw her shit down. Like, that's it. But she literally went about it a weird ass way. So we still staying around. China was kind of like annoyed, and Deshaun was like, I'm gonna get you drunk, I'm gonna get you drunk. So he having his homeboys get her some alcohol or whatever. And eventually we ended up leaving because like China, just her whole mood was off. And it's like, you roll with me and I'm not about to just keep you here even though you annoyed. And I was annoyed though, because I was like, damn, I'm not ready to go. But we ended up leaving. We ended up like walking all the way back, just me and her, because Deshaun was like, yeah, I'm not finna walk back over there. So we walked back over there. We good in the car, and she was hot. Like, she was so mad. Like, girl, I'm mad. I'm about to go to the DMV. I'm not trying to have to get a new ID, da-da-da. So I'm like, girl, I don't know what to say. So she's like, can we just drive around a little bit trying to look for them? So I'm like, fine. We could drive around on the outside parts. If we see them, I'll run them over. Oh, I'm just kidding. But no, I don't know. Like, what do you, okay, sure, whatever. So we driving around and we don't see them or whatever. Like, so I was like, you want to get something to eat? I was like, I'll buy you something to eat, because I don't know, I shouldn't even have to buy her nothing to eat, but I just was like, I felt bad, I guess. So I'm like, I'll buy you something to eat. Let's go to Ramona's. So we ended up going to Ramona's, and when we pulled up to Ramona's, y'all, I took a picture of Ramona's and I posted it on my Instagram. Mind y'all, stories didn't exist back then. I used to just post shit on my Instagram and eventually delete it later that day or something like that, or keep it. So I posted a picture of Ramona's, like of the inside of Ramona's, the thing. So I posted a picture of it, and we order on our food. Next thing you know, we go outside to the parking lot, because I'm like, okay, we could just eat in a car or something like that. We go outside to the parking lot. Why Justin is there? The Jeep. I should have named him Jeep. But yeah, Justin is there. So I'm like, what a coincidence that I keep running into this boy, right? Didn't think nothing of it. He never hit me up, never said nothing. So I'm like, what a coincidence I keep running into him. So I'm leaving out, and like I just waved and like got in my car or whatever. So we's about to drive off, and he like reversed and blocks me in. Like, cause I started my car, I'm about to drive off, rolled down my window. I don't know why, rolled down the window because it was hot. I was gonna say, why did I roll down my window to look back to reverse? But yeah, I'm about to drive off, he blocked me in. So then I was like, can you move? Like, you know, just laughing. So he was like, dang, you wasn't gonna tell me you left? So I'm like, you never hit me up. Mind you, like I said, he never hit me up. So I'm like, you never hit me up. So he was just like, oh, okay, I'm about to call you right now. I didn't even know you could have gave me a fake number. So I was just like, maybe. I probably did. So he started calling me. So I'm like, hello? And he was like, yeah, because at first, I guess it was ringing on his end for a long time, and it didn't ring on my end. So he was like, yeah, I wasn't finna let you out until I made sure this number was right. And I was like, damn, I could have been got away. And he's like, oh, you can't get away from me. Yeah, he said, so I'm just laughing like, kiki, just talking on the phone or whatever, but it's on Bluetooth. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm actually about to go home, drop the homegirl off. So I was like, you know what, just hit me later. I could just hit you up because I'm in the car right now. So he like, oh, you don't want to talk to me? I'm like, yeah, we could talk, but like I'm in the car, and you know, like that's kind of rude for her to be just have to listen to our conversation or whatever. And he was just like, okay, well, let me know when you get home. let me know when you get home. I'm gonna like pull up on you or something like that. We go get something to eat or something, whatever, right? So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I hung up. So she was like, yeah, ask him if he got some homeboys for me. Like, shit, I might as well give me a homeboy since I ain't got no ID. And I'm just laughing, like, we laughing about it. Now she like, you know, kind of more loose about it. So I ended up going to drop her off at home. And I went home, y'all. I went home and I posted, because like I said, I used to just always post every fucking thing. So I think I posted me watching TV or something like that. I forgot. I posted that I was at home, though. But I posted, I think, oh, you know what? I wrote in the notes, you know, when you used to write in the notes and screenshot and post it. So I wrote in the notes, screenshot and posted. I posted like, the parade was fun or some shit like that, or like bitches weird, something like that, like but home, but I put home or something like that in there somewhere, and I was like, what's up for tonight or something like that, like any party tonight or something shit like that, because China was like, let me know, we could probably go out again later. So I did something like that, and I'm chilling. Next thing you know, probably like 5-10 minutes later, I get a phone call, and it's from Justin. Mind you, I didn't save his number, but I kind of knew it was him already, like, duh. So then I'm answering, I'm like, hello? Like, just trying to fill out the voice first, like, hello? And he was all like, hey, why you didn't call me? So I was like, oh, my bad, I just got home. So he was like, your ass did not just get home. You've been home for a cool minute now. So I was like, no, I just got home. And he like, nah, like, whatever. But yeah, I wanted to see you. Like, I wanted to take you somewhere, whatever, take you to get something to eat or take you to go have drinks. So I'm like, oh, well, I'm not old enough to go to no bar. So he like, okay, well, we go get something to eat. So I'm like, well, I actually just ate Ramona's. Like, you witnessed me buying it. So he was like, oh, well, then can I just pull up on you? Can I come see you or whatever like that? So I was like, okay, well, maybe tomorrow because I actually got class in the morning. So he was like, oh, but you trying to go out and party? So I'm like, I mentioned that to him? Like, at this point, I'm thinking like, when did I mention that to him? So I'm like, well, I mean, that's if something came up, but I'm not really going to go nowhere. I was just trying to see for my friends. They just wanted me to put that to see if somebody say something I could tell them. So he's like, don't start off lying to me. So I was like, I'm not. Like, I'm just saying. But honestly, I was lying. But I was really sitting there thinking, like, when did I tell him that I wanted to go to a party? But I wasn't thinking, like, I really was thinking, like, maybe because in the moment we finding China and trying to call her, I probably said something. So he's like, yeah, you want to go to a party? He's like, yeah, just let me pull up on you. I'm going to just pull up on you. I just want to see you, just talk to you since we didn't finish our conversation or whatever like that. I was kind of a pushover back then. So I'm like, no, maybe tomorrow when I get a class, we go get something to eat or something like that. He's like, let me just pull up on you now. So I'm like, okay. And he's like, yeah, so where you live at? And I told him my address. Y'all, like I said, I was a pushover. I don't know why. So I gave him my address or whatever. Well, I gave him the street, down the street. So he ended up pulling up, and I hopped in the car. And when I hopped in the car, I'm like, ooh, this car is nice. The interior was red. So I'm like, ooh, it's nice up in here. So he was like, yeah, this nice. It's like one of my little cars or whatever, but it's cool. He was like, how long you been living over here? It's bad over here. It's good over here. So I'm like, I mean, I guess technically this is somebody's hood because shit, everywhere in LA is somebody's hood. But I was like, but this is not like an active part of the hood. Like, it's literally old people. Everybody that live on this street been living on this street for years. Like, I literally know everybody in every single house on this block. Like, it's not like that. So he was like, oh, okay, so I'm good right here. Like, I'm good to be parked right here. So I'm like, yeah. And he was like, okay, then you ain't going to invite me in? So I was like, I don't even know you. Like, you not finna come in the house. So he like, okay. He asked all these questions, like who I live with. I'm like, my grandma, da-da-da. Like, he asked all these questions. So he was like, well, I'm pretty sure you already know me, though. So I'm like, I don't. Like, you know, I'm like, I don't know you. Like, where you from? He was being so, like, not trying to tell me too much about his life. He's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I'm from here. Like, you know, like, he wasn't trying to tell me too much or nothing. And I'm just like, okay, that's kind of weird. So eventually we just talking, and he was just like, yeah, I'm going to have to see you again, though, but I got to go do something. You know, I got to go handle something like that. He's like, but maybe, like, I could tell you more about me later. We just going to see if I could trust you or not. And I'm just like, okay, like, the fuck? Like, what? Weirdo. But he was like, yeah. He's like, all right, then I'm gonna see you later. So I'm like, all right, bye. So I ended up going in the house. We hung out in the car probably for like an hour or whatever. I ended up going in the house later at night. I used to take pictures every single day, y'all. I literally would just get dressed in my room and take pictures or get in. Yeah, I used to just take pictures a lot. So I ended up taking some pictures and posting them on Instagram. Mind y'all, the pictures probably was like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I used to post like thirsty photos sometimes, like panties and bra and shit like that, or with like a crop top or something. Just like, I used to just post like little pictures like that, whatever. I just wanted to. It wasn't like to get no male attention or nothing like that. It really was more just because I just wanted to take pictures like that and post them. Like, what else I was gonna do with these pictures in my phone? So I was like, I might as well post them. I didn't have a man at that time to send them to. So yeah, I took the pictures or whatever and I posted them. Mind y'all, this is like later, like way later. We was texting and stuff, and I told him I was going to sleep, but I didn't end up going to sleep. I ended up was up and I took pictures and posted them, right? Why he hits me up and was like, can you send me some pictures? So I'm like, what the fuck? Y'all, I'm thinking I'm tripping. So I was like, you want me to see some pictures? So he's like, yeah. So I'm like, let me not think nothing of it. So I sent him some regular photos I already had, and not the photos I just took and posted. So he was like, oh, that's the only pictures I get? Well, I can't get the other ones. So I'm like, oh, I don't send nudes if that's what you're getting at. So he's like, nah, I'm talking about some new pictures like you took today. So I'm like, oh, I didn't really take no pictures today. So he like, here you go lying again. And I'm just like, what is he talking about? So I'm like, oh, LOL, I took this picture with the police. I'm thinking like, maybe he's seen me. So I'm like, I took this picture with the police. He was like, I don't want that damn picture with the police. And I'm just like, what is he talking about? Because I'm like, something's not making no sense to me. So I'm like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I ain't really take no pictures like that. He was like, all right, whatever. Like, you ain't take no pictures like that. Okay. So I was just like, yeah, I ain't take no pictures like that. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. So he's like, okay, like, I'm not gonna say nothing. He's like, but tomorrow I'm gonna still see you. Like, I'm gonna still, we gonna get something to eat. So I'm like, yeah, we gonna go somewhere tomorrow. Y'all, and I'm gonna end the story right here. But let me just say, this thing was weird. When I say weird, when I say this man used to just pop up at places I was, and I would be like, how the fuck he knew I was here? But I'm gonna get more into that, like, about that later when I tell more stories. But yeah, that's the end of this story. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I don't know how long this story was, because like I said, my camera, can't see how much it was. But I know one thing for sure. I'm hot. It's 12:18. My shoulder hurt for some reason. I want to pull this wig off my head. It's a lot of things that I want to do right now. Cut the AC on. It's loud. That's why I had to sit here and sweat for y'all. Oh, I gotta edit this video. Why am I saying all of this? All right, y'all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Y'all, don't be afraid. Y'all, when I get tired, I get getting weird. I'm sorry. Okay, I love you guys so much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all in my next video.